What's going on, vegan bellers? Just came across this article. I wanted to do a quick review of it. This is on RT.com. I'll link the article in the description for the video. Headline reads, healthy drinks are worse for you than a Big Mac or Coke, Australian survey. Let's get into this. So this is a new survey conducted in Australia, has discovered that store-bought smoothies that are supposedly good for you, good for your health, actually contain more calories than a Big Mac and more sugar than a can of Coca-Cola. So we break into this. They're looking at, the survey analyzed calories, sugar, and fat in 40 cold drinks that can be purchased in restaurants and fast food cafes across Australia. And the findings are truly shocking. A whopping 50% of all drinks, including 3 so-called healthy smoothies, contained about 500 calories, more than a Big Mac. So first impression here, calories aren't just calories. So the first thing you need to understand here. Yes, 500 calories is 500 calories, but 500 calories from a Big Mac are severely different than 500 calories from a fruit smoothie, especially if what's in the fruit smoothie is just fruits and vegetables. Of course, a Big Mac has lots of saturated fat, trans fat, cholesterol from the meat patties, the cheese, the mayonnaise-y, French dressing-y sauce that's on it. And there's probably some sort of butter toasted onto the bun as well. So the majority of those 500 calories are coming from fat. And as we know, fat is going to be processed very differently than sugar and carbohydrates. The fat is going to go almost directly to your fat stores, especially animal fat that you eat. So that's the first thing I wanted to point out when they talk about more calories than a Big Mac. So what? I can eat 500 calories of cooked potatoes, and that's more calories than a Big Mac. Does that mean my cooked potatoes are as bad for me as a Big Mac? Absolutely not. So the next thing they said, then 24 drinks had at least 16 tablespoons of sugar, while, quote, healthy fat-free mango drink contained an astounding 31 teaspoons of sugar, some 120 grams. Now, what they do not specify, and I mean, it's a short article, but what they do not specify here at all is whether or not this is added sugar. Certainly, there's going to be a lot of sugar in the fruit that you eat. That's its primary carbohydrate composition. So what you want to think about is this added sugar, or is this just sugar that's naturally contained in the fruit? If it's sugar that's naturally contained in the fruit, it's fine. Obviously, if you have like 6,000 calories of fruit sugar a day, if you're drinking a bunch of smoothies, it's not going to be awesome for you, especially if you're not active. But if you look at something that someone like Durian Rider or Freely the Banana Girl talk about, I mean, they smash in the calories. So you're going to have a hard time getting in 6,000 calories from fruit anyway. So let's see. A few of the shakes and ice-based frappes contain up to 20.5 grams of saturated fat, more than twice a Big Mac. That's why the average Australian is recommended to have no more than 16 grams of saturated fat a day. So yes, that is a lot of saturated fat, and again, you have to wonder what's in it. I mean, if they're putting like a cream or milk of some kind in that, it's going to be a lot of saturated fat. And of course, if you're making your own fruit smoothies or you're avoiding animal products, you don't have to worry about saturated fat anyway. This is a quote directly from Live Lighter. It says, food outlets use phrases like 97% fat-free or dairy-free to make their smoothies and frappes sound healthy, but with up to 31 teaspoons of sugar and as many kilojoules as a Big Mac, kilojoules is what they're using for calories, these drinks can actually do more harm than good. This is from Live Lighter Victoria campaign manager Alison Ginn, or Gin, I'm not sure how she says that, said in agency's press release. It's almost as if, I mean, I don't know what they're referring to, because if one of their smoothies is fat-free and dairy-free, chances are good it's animal product-free. Now, that's not to say it doesn't have any extra added sugar in it, but this is going to be a lot better for you than, say, something made with milk or cream or eating a Big Mac, for God's sake. World Health Organization recommends that added sugars make up to no more than 5% of people's daily energy intake, or 6 teaspoons per day. For the biggest health benefit, you would consume up to 5 times this amount from just one drink alone, Allison Jin said. Yes to added sugars. But again, if you're eating straight up whole fruit smoothies, you're not adding the sugar to it. You're just consuming the sugar that's naturally found in the food. And if you don't have any saturated fat or animal fat, all that extra sugar is not going to cause your calories to spike anyway. So they conclude with, thus, drinking, quote, healthy beverages can sometimes lead to some unhealthy results like weight gain and a buildup of toxic fat around the organs, she said. And their solution is, so what could be the solution? Give up the, quote, healthy drinks altogether. Ask for skim milk. Choose the smallest available amount, or share the beverage with a friend, Live Lighter recommends. Or else, simply choose water, the best and most natural way to stay hydrated. So I have a lot of problems with this, their general conclusions. So eating in excess of animal fats, eating animal fats and other animal products is going to lead to weight gain and a buildup of toxic fat around the organs, that's for sure. Eating these fruit smoothies, in addition to consuming animal products, may also lead to that. It may increase the weight gain and buildup of toxic fats around the organs. But what you're not going to see happen is if you eat these fruit smoothies, all fruit smoothies, or all fruit and vegetable smoothies with nothing else added but maybe some ice, what you're going to find is that you will not have weight gain or a buildup of toxic fat around the organs. What you will see is that any toxic fat you have around the organs will start to slowly go away, and you will lose weight, unless of course you're already underweight, in which case you will put on weight, assuming you're eating in abundance, as you should be. The reason why consuming extra sugar, or just a healthy amount of sugar that comes from natural food sources, will lead to a weight gain when consuming animal products as well, is because your body is going to use the sugars and carbohydrates as its primary energy source, and it's going to take all of the fat and protein that you eat and store it, mainly the fat that you eat, and put that directly into storage. It's such a straightforward process that the doctors can actually do a biopsy of the adipose tissue, the fat that you have in your body, and tell you from where it came. So that's something to keep in mind here. If you're on a high-carb, low-fat, whole foods, plant-based diet, drinking fruit smoothies, assuming that there are no extra added sugars, and no animal products in the smoothie at all, it's all natural sources, you're not going to have a problem with it. Even the extra calories that you might get from the smoothie will just get burned off slowly over time. You burn off a lot of the extra sugar that you eat when you're on a high-carb, low-fat, whole foods, plant-based diet, just simply by moving around. So with their conclusion, give up the healthy drinks altogether. I would not recommend that. I mean, they have healthy in quotes, but if you are eating or drinking, in this case, a high-carb, low-fat, whole foods, plant-based diet, you are going to do just fine. I forget that you can actually see this too. Let's see. Ask for skim milk. No, just ask for no milk. Stay away from milk. It's definitely something you want to do. You could choose the smallest available amount, but that's, whatever you want to do there. And then, of course, you could share the beverage with a friend, but chances are good if your friend is also following a high-carb, low-fat, whole foods, plant-based vegan diet, they're going to want their own, and they're going to want a very large serving of it. Again, as long as it's a completely vegan smoothie with no extra sugar. So, and you shouldn't want to, or else choose water. You should be drinking plenty of water throughout the day anyway. So that was my first impressions when I saw this. I wanted to share that with you in case you stumbled across this as well. And let me know what you think about it. I see there's a Jennifer Lawrence article here. I'm going to go check that out. And you guys have a wonderful day.